Now you may think the title to this video is a bit dramatic, but that feeling, that sudden jolt, I didn't think there was another game out there that could do that to me. Or at least the demo of one. The project has seemed to be scrapped and abandoned for the past 10 years. I need to understand why, so let's go through the entire game together now.
No comment about.
Jeff, are you okay? I can't feel my legs. Don't worry, Jeff, I'll go get help. There was always something about retro horror which captured the fears in my head far more effectively than the realistic takes. There's less opportunity for your immersion to break. In fact, things that break your immersion in other games, such as slightly out of place graphics or scuffed sound effects, only add to the uncanniness in games like these. But what happens when a game doubles down on all those immersion breaking factors, maliciously breaking all the rules in what makes a game work, all for the purpose of trying to break you, leaving you lost, disorientated, helpless to its schemes? This is what we'll explore in the game tonight. I'll take you through the story and backstory of Drill Massacre. We enter the building, trying to make everything out through the darkness. It clearly doesn't look safe. As we creep in, we find a graffiti of an eye. It's surprisingly detailed. We've been locked in. There might be hope. The graffiti everywhere shows that people still come here, despite it being abandoned. However, it also shows that even though people come here, no one actually takes care of this place. The best thing I can do is to try and find a way out. We find ourselves in an operating room. It's been deserted, however a little glimmer under a machine catches our eye. Our prayers might have been answered. This place is dead end after dead end. Right now I'm feeling extremely vulnerable, because this game makes it really difficult for you to move your character. Unlike other games where you typically drag your mouse to change direction, in this game you have to hold A or D to slowly rotate. It's not convenient. It's clear we aren't alone here. From now on, the lights stay off. Sugar tunnel. As we follow a trail, getting familiar with the dead ends, the Antichrist symbol flashes on our screen for a split second. Exploring downstairs feels exactly like the operating room. The torn down, monotone environment, which once had a purpose, has been left to rot. It sparks the question as to what actually happened here. The ambience of the sewers lead us to still water, the perfect breeding ground for a whole encyclopedia of diseases. But there's something at the end of this room which we might need. A key, with red paint this time. Unlike the other floor, this place has a lot of information. I'll read the one I find most interesting. My name is David Ashford. My address is 3656 Coburn Hollow Road, Deer Creek, Massachusetts. I think I'm going to die here. I'm hiding this note in hopes somebody will uncover it and know the truth about what happened to us. Somebody came to our campsite in the middle of the night and the note wasn't finished. Other people have been here. And they might or might not have lived to tell the tale. I really need to get out of this fucking crack den. Something just came barreling towards us. I, unsure of what to do, reverted to my normal sense of movement, relying on the mouse to change direction, only to have it disorientate my camera angle amongst the chaos of lights and sound. It's clear that we can't fight back against whatever that thing is, but what motive does it have? And how do I get away when he comes barreling in again? My character can only turn so quick, and once I run into a wall, it's over. This is all stuff we have to figure out when he next comes. But there is hope. The operating room is where the blue key stays. Going downstairs will lead us to the red key. There was an upstairs zone, which takes us to a door with 3 locks. All 3 locks are different colours, red, blue and green. We found 2 of the 3 keys, and just need to find this last one. And the only place we've not seemed to have explored yet is the sugar tunnel. The sugar tunnels are very convoluted. It's passage after passage, corridor after corridor of nothing. It's designed to keep you lost. It's just corner after corner, and I'm not sure if I'm expected to memorize all this or not. I begin to grow impatient. It's dawning on me that I'm gonna have to scurry around here like a rat in an endless maze if I want to find the key. And once I do, I have to get out without dying. The first 2 keys were nothing compared to this. After taking some time to calm down, I theorized that whatever this thing is will come after me if I run. It's also slightly infuriating because my character keeps getting stuck on the walls. It feels like the only way to progress is to never come into contact with him. While we navigate these tunnels again, this is what I found earlier. The search continues for 2 missing campers in the Pocono Mountains. Mason C. Sargent and Laurie Summers of Long Island, New York, have been missing since June 8th. Their campsite and belongings have been located, but investigators have few leads. Police say there are no visible signs of struggle, and this continues to be a rescue mission. The rest is missing. It's dated August 1982, 5 years ago. Whoever this killer is has a method to his madness. The campsites stay clean, whilst his targets vanish. No sign of blood, no scratchings on the ground. From this we can gather that campers named David Ashford, Mason C. Sargent and Laurie Summers have all seemed to have met the same fate here. But what is that fate exactly? Where are they now? Well, this is promising. One of the sparkles is a newspaper article. This can wait. One of these has to be the green key. It's none of them. It's not in here. This looks new. The same still water from earlier. He's coming. Nah. I don't give a shit. No wonder this game wasn't completed. It's not hard, it's just clunky and so dead-ended. It feels like that slaughter man just gets randomly triggered, which wouldn't be an issue if I could move efficiently. Running into a wall means death. Going down the wrong fucking corridor means death. There's nowhere to hide, nowhere to run here. It doesn't matter what. The full game is out. He made a first-person remake. It said the full game would come out last year, and that hasn't, but the game hasn't been cancelled. Our movement is much more fluid. I feel way more in control of this character. Although it does make everything feel a bit more sinister. It's all the same graffiti. I don't think the map has changed. Something about the footsteps we make feel off. It's like every third step comes from the left of us or behind us. Trying to pay extra hearing to where he might be, but with all this sound jittering, I can't even tell which footsteps are mine or which footsteps are his. Dead end. Every time I see him, I need a break. I need a reset. It and everything about it is so assertive and invasive. If we didn't just get unlucky, running into him again so soon, then he's even more relentless in this version. We find ourselves back in the same spot. The blue key was in a different area compared to the first game, leaving us with one question for now. Will the red key still be downstairs? Shit. Within moments, the screen turns into an incohesive blur of different objects, walls. It's only luck that we're not dead yet. Key's not here. But of course, he knows exactly where I'm hidden. throughout all that scuffle, we saw someone who I'm assuming to be in their late teens or early adulthood from their height, almost clueless, like their body and mind wasn't focused on the present. Was he even real? When we found that room last time, the original purpose of this room was explained to us. Braden Mill to close August 15th, 1981, 6 years ago. After a series of accidents, the Brandon Mill will be shut down later this month by state regulators who seek to lease the land to the State Park Commission, but some residents say the grounds are cursed after decades of mishaps, fires, and deaths. That was the second time this place has been abandoned. Long before, this place was known as the Sunshine Children's Orphanage. It closed down as the owner of this building committed suicide because of child abuse allegations inside the facility. It stayed abandoned until a fire spread through the building, almost burning it to ash. After this was probably when all the graffiti happened as well. Buildings like these tend to become hotspots for urban explorers. What was left of it became a sawmill, where 7 workers ended up dying. The managers were blamed for criminal negligence. However, the managers blamed someone else for tampering with the ropes, just enough to cause accident after accident. There seems to be a lot of conflicting stories. Since when could he open that fucking door? I made the wrong choice. Whatever that thing is, started kidnapping in 1982, as we can tell from David's note, a year after the place closed down. It leaves us with a lot to think about with how he's stayed under the radar this entire time, how he overpowers all his victims. It feels like he's getting more relentless. We know the events of everything, but we don't really know why or how. That's something these keys need to answer for us. We scurry downstairs to check again. There's no way this whole area doesn't have a key. He's so unbearably ruthless now, as if he's getting angrier. When he chases you, it's spine-chilling, but it's comfortable to know that he doesn't chase you for long. A small victory ensues us from the constant terror. We now have the red key. And in a well-deserved streak of luck, we find the green key. That marks all 3 colours for all 3 splodges on that door. We just have to locate it. He's on our tail again, but we have him figured out. As long as we don't stop running, we'll be okay. We can't fight back, however he can be duped. Three, 2. Finding the door wouldn't be so hard, but he really wants us dead now. He does enough to keep you in a state of constant survival, even when he's not around. Alongside with the confusing layout of this mill, it feels discouraging to even attempt to figure out what leads to what. All I remember is that it's upstairs, where the door is upstairs, far away from the entrance. Wherever these keys lead, they don't lead to safety. But we find it. It's there. An endless, hollow corridor. None of the doors seem to open. I get the feeling this was a part of the orphanage, a part of it that survived. Little girl, can you help me get out of here? But there is no girl. She's my little girl. We just want her back, Wilbur said in a tearful plea. According to Wilbur's, Christine was playing near the bushes towards the edge of the campsite. We called her for dinner and she just wasn't there anymore. Police are looking at all possibilities. Wild cat attacks are pretty common for this area, said Sergeant Bailey, but her parents think that she was abducted. There was no bear or cat. We didn't hear any animals. Somebody grabbed her. Somebody took her from us. That's all it says. The ghost of the girl. The ghost of the boy. People have said that this place is haunted. Something's revealing itself, but nothing's linking together yet.
Uncovering a wrecked vehicle off of Route 447. West and Megan Brooke of Montclair, New Jersey have been missing since May. Brooke's body has not been discovered. News at 11.
Au quotidien, c'est sur tel oui.
Drill Massacre is a disorientating game which banks on you crumbling under its chaos. The game right now is just finding 3 coloured keys to open the doors. However, everything makes less sense the further we progress. It supposedly leads down many different routes, only for all of them to come to a bittersweet dead end. The story, from what we can piece together, starts as this place opening as an orphanage. However, was shut down after an investigation was launched of alleged child abuse going on inside the facility. The alleged person in question killed himself, and the abandoned orphanage sat in the wild, collecting dust, until a mysterious fire broke out. I'd imagine, along with the building, the fire burnt down this place's value, as it was bought and refurbished as a sawmill. A smart business choice, building a wood-cutting service around a bunch of trees. What wasn't smart, however, was allowing accident after accident to happen. The sawmill got shut down after many cases of criminal negligence directly affecting the workers. However, to this day, the managers claim that they were constantly being sabotaged by someone inside, disrupting everything just a little bit so the machines would fault, break, and harm the workers. Along with the orphanage, it also shut down 6 years later. Somewhere along this property's lifespan, rumors started to spread about this building being haunted. The pattern of mishaps that keep taking place here show that this is a hotspot for death and corruption. 1 year later, people start disappearing, and with the notes and newspaper articles we found, it's evident that they were taken here. We saw one functional but brain-dead, maybe ghost, but this only raises more questions as to what happened to him. Amongst all the he said, she said moments, there are many possible interpretations of what the true story might be. Was this place really haunted, or did it just catch an unlucky streak of corruption? Was the equipment actually tampered with, or did the managers just allow the machines to rust up enough to start malfunctioning and harming the workers? At the end, when we're running down an endless corridor, slowly slanting to the side, defying gravity, and talking to ghosts, is that reinforcement for how this place is haunted, or just a product of our mental state after all the disorientation and noise? I've had the opportunity to ponder this as I was writing the script, and with the limited game we currently have, I think I know the story and backstory to the home of the Power Drill Massacre. This place was never haunted, and this place was never corrupt. The child abuse, the neglect that got workers hurt and killed, was all the doing of that chainsaw man. The owners never had anything to do with anything. There were 2 businesses here, one of which had a span of 6 years. That's nothing compared to the decades of fires and mishaps that took place here. I believe that throughout the past few decades, this place was home to an indulgent, nihilistic serial killer, always plotting his next ideation. And when the orphanage, the sawmill, came along, it only gave him easier access to fuel his way of life. The owner of the orphanage did kill himself after the allegations came out, and the managers did claim a lie that was disproved by thorough investigators. But then again, Wilbur is claiming that his daughter was kidnapped, something that law enforcement doesn't believe, along with plenty of other missing people cases that had no leads. They all supposedly left without a trace. We are the only people in the world that know that they've been taken here, and that's only because we are here too. If someone has the ability to kidnap tens, hundreds of people, leaving no signs of trace or struggle, throwing all of law enforcement off, is it really that unbelievable to think that they aren't capable of faking someone's suicide or tampering with a few ropes under everyone's noses, while engaging in all the child abuse, premeditated murder, and arson they want, behind the darkness? As for the radio at the end, we know that Jeff succumbed to his injuries. Our whereabouts, however, are still unknown. Did we end up going crazy at the end? Or was the rotating, endlessly long corridor actually a sign that this place is haunted? We can theorize about this for hours, but I'd rather keep hope that this game will come out. It has been recently updated though, so there is hope. And I hope it does get completed, because this is genuinely the scariest game I've ever played. So, Puppet Combo, do your thing, bruv.